believe in justice, in fair play. I believe that people should rise in whatever vocation they're in through merit, and that those that have merit should rise to the top if they have the right skills, the right talent, the right attitude, and the right training. My name is Remi Ogunpitan. I have been managing and running a digital video production company for the past 18 years in Lagos called IBST. I am passionate about my job, what I do. I'm a passionate family man. I believe in family. I don't have a lot of friends, but the friends which I have are friends that I've had for a very, very, very long time, who we share the same values and the same principles. I am driven by doing things that elevate and which promote goodness and connections and community and collaboration between all human beings, irrespective of tribe, religion, gender, or whatever kind of belief that they might have. I believe that we should always promote harmony and well-being amongst ourselves. So it's something that drives everything which I do, and it's something which I believe in thoroughly. It started from, what I basically studied, which was film and television. And then I also studied mass communication at the University of Lagos. And after that, I started working in various companies in Lagos. One of the companies that I worked in was Degwe Broadcasting Network, DBN, where I had the luck of working with the CEO of that company, whose name was Osasoni Adun. And during the period which I was working in DBN, I had the opportunity of being exposed to the full gamut of the broadcast ecosystem, from production to post-production to distribution to management to marketing. And I picked up the love from there. It became more of a passion rather than a vocation. And I had the opportunity to travel all over the world, pursuing different aspects of production, as a staff of DBN. And from there, it just basically picked up that this is an industry that has a lot of opportunities, that has a lot of legs and arms, where you can hide yourself and make money, where you can make noise and make money, or where you can just decide that you want to be a professional and make money. So I decided to follow the footsteps and move on, trying to gain as much knowledge, trying to meet as many people, trying to do things that would put me in the right environment to be able to progress. As a result of that, after working at DBN, I was fortunate enough to be headhunted by the United States Information Service, where I worked there for some time as the audiovisual officer. I was again headhunted by a company called Swift Studios, which was run by three Americans, Lloyd Weaver, Ernest Dunkley, and Tony Cunningham, who were then shooting a lot of TV commercials for a lot of the agencies and various other types of productions. And they had set up a state-of-the-art studio, brought in a lot of equipment, which was unique for that time in Nigeria. And I was headhunted, and I was the executive producer for about 1.5 years, where I got to learn a lot of things, but at the same time contribute to ensuring that they ran the studio efficiently, they ran the business in a profitable manner, and that we were able to satisfy the needs of our clients. It was during that period that my cousin and I, Gbega Delaja, toyed with setting up our own company, and I later left Swift Studios, and we started running around looking for money to set up our own studio, and we were lucky. After about 8 months, we were able to raise money from a company called IBST Securities Limited, which was then owned and still owned by Otumba Shubomi Balogun of FCMB. And we were able to raise the finance and set up a company which was called Solar Productions in Ilupeju. That was a big deal then, because it was a state-of-the-art studio in Ilupeju with state-of-the-art equipment. And we set up that studio in 1990. And between 1990 and 1995, we did quite a lot of work for the major broadcasters, major agencies in Nigeria. And that went on for quite some time. I was there with Gbega for 5 years. We had 1 or 2 challenges, 1 or 2 differences, and I left the company and I set up a company called Shafweisberg Media, which I ran for almost 8 years, where we did quite a lot of groundbreaking things, especially with British American Tobacco. We were the ones that started Rothman's English Premier League, Rothman's European Football. We did things like Rothman's Mega Grooves, Donnell's Symphony of Fire. We had programs on radio like St. Moritz Soul Selection, and quite a lot of other things which we were doing either for TBWA or directly for a company called Tequila then. And I was there for about almost 9 years. I had partners in that business, namely Lere Awokoya and Kayode Idowu. And we went into a much bigger organization called Integrated Marketing Services. So we were absorbed by Integrated Marketing Services, and we became part of a much larger network of companies that included companies like Tequila, TBWA, Media Reach, One-to-One, and all of those kind of companies. And after working there for 9 years, I was able to leave. I sold my shares, which I'd appreciated greatly. And I had some money which I had made from some other investments and business, and we started IBST, which I've been running till today now for almost 18 years. The challenges are many, and the challenges, they differ depending on what part of your career you are in. So as an employee, in the days where I was working for DBN and working for USIS and then working for Swift Studios, the challenges then are, how do you manage a career in which you have ambition, in which you have desires, things that you want to achieve in your life, and at the same time ensure that you are doing your job well and that you are doing it to the best of your ability, and that you are doing your job also with a high level of loyalty. Because what tends to happen in those kinds of environment is that you are often faced with a lot of temptation. Temptations which often revolve around your job, having to compromise certain values that you hold dear, and then being faced also with certain temptations that relate to the values which you might have. And I think what needs to happen as you are faced with those challenges is that you need to define who you are, where you want to go in your life, and the values by which you'll be guided in taking the decisions and in doing the things that you do. The challenges of setting up IBST, actually, when I look back at it, it wasn't really, there's a saying that says when opportunity meets preparation, then everything will flow. I think what people need to understand is that by the time I was setting up IBST in 2002, 2002. If you look at the period between 2002 and 1990, when I set up Solar Productions, and don't forget that even before we set up Solar Productions, there was Swift Studios, there was USIS, and there was DBN. I started working in DBN in 1985. So between 1985 and 2002, when I set up IBST, was 17 years. 17 years of paying my dues in some of the top companies in Nigeria at that time. Not only were they top companies, these companies were also companies that gave me the opportunity to learn with the latest tools. I was exposed to the best environment, working environment. I was exposed to the leading conferences, seminars, exhibitions, and everything. When I was working at the USIS, I was exposed to computers, networks, and this is 1988. Because at the USIS, everything was computerized, even as of that time. I was exposed to satellite, C-SPAN, the United States Armed Forces Radio and Television Network, with big satellite dishes and everything. We were putting all the satellite dishes in all the accommodations around Lagos, even in the house of the American ambassador. I even had a decoder in my house that I could watch all these programs. This was in 1988. So you can appreciate that 17 years of hard graft, or been involved in doing a lot of stuff. So by 1989, when we started running around looking for money to set up to set up Solar Productions, I was then introduced to how do you go about raising finance, getting money from financiers. What are the proposals that need to be made? How do you need to put a package together? Accounting, cash flow, profit and loss, all of these things, I was exposed to it. So getting ready to set up the business, in terms of what were the challenges, actually the fact that I had paid my dues and I had been through the pipe, when everything was ready and I had the finance, I knew exactly what I wanted to do. So when you ask me questions about what were the challenges, I think the challenges of setting up IBST had been taken care of in the 17 years previously, so that by the time the opportunity was presenting itself, I was already prepared. We're involved in digital production of all types of content. We do systems integration. We're also involved in content archiving, content management, digital asset management, and we represent quite a lot of companies in the area of technology like Asset Bank, LiveView, who do streaming solutions. We work for many clients, which include the BBC, CNN, MTN. We've worked for companies like Ford Foundation, Nestle, Coca-Cola, and a lot of the blue chip companies locally and internationally. What have we been able to contribute? It's quite a lot. IBST was responsible for producing one of the first dramas that was ever sponsored by Mnet in Nigeria, called Doctor's Quarters. And during that project, we were able to employ over 1,000 actors, actresses, crew, production personnel behind and in front of the camera. I think that was a major break for us. IBST also was responsible for the first Big Brother in Nigeria with Storm Vision. My brother Obi Asika, we all put that together. That was a huge production, and we can't even talk about 1,000. That one was several thousands of people that worked on that project, which went on for, I think it was almost 2 months, 24/7. with our Sunday shows. And all these things took place in Nigeria, in Ikeja, at Shobu Arubiudu. So we've been able to contribute in that aspect. Not to talk of projects like The Apprentice Africa or Dragon's Den. And the projects go on. We've done projects like the Peak Talent Show, the Glow Soccer Academy, which was all across the West African countries, from Nigeria to Togo to Republic of Benin to Ghana. We've been able to do a lot of shows like that. We've done cooking shows for clients like Nestle. We've done TV commercials for Friesland Campina, for flour mills, for so many other companies. And the list just goes on and on. Internationally, we work with clients like the BBC, CNN, National Geographic, the Discovery Channel. We work with the European Broadcast Union. During the elections with the European Broadcast Union, we were responsible for all the live feeds to countries like Italy, Russia, America, South American countries like Paraguay, and countries that were interested in the elections in Nigeria out of Abuja. All of that was created, produced, and transmitted by IBST. The bottom line is this, is that in all of these projects, we have impacted thousands and thousands and thousands of lives. Not only have we given them jobs, not only have we contributed to upscaling their skill and their talent, we've exposed them to working on some of the most difficult and challenging productions where they have been able to build their talent. I can mention so many people, but I won't mention names there. But if they're out there, they know they've been through the school and the mentoring and the wahala of Remi Ogunpitan, because I don't spare people when they're working on my projects. You got to get it. If you don't get it, I'm going to kick you out. But then, if I get upset, I also come back very quickly and I'll pet you so that we can continue. But the thing is that thousands and thousands of people in Nigeria today have worked with me, have worked on IBST projects, and we have impacted their lives positively. When I look at where I started from and where I am today, I'm 62 years old now. I've been in the industry now since 1985. We've come a long way, but the journey remains. We are not where we were 40 years ago. We've come a long way. And, the joy that I have is that there's still so much to do. But, when I look at the people that I've worked with, who have been through our pipeline, who have been through other pipelines, when I look at the industry today, what I know is that the young people of Nigeria today who are in this industry have the talent and the ability to take us to the next milestone. They have the ability and the tenacity and the desire to do better than what we have done. And I believe that we have prepared them for it. Unfortunately, they are having to deal with extraneous issues that are not related to the industry, but have more to do with where Nigeria is today. I don't want to go into the issues of government and politics and management of the economy and all of those kind of things. All I know is that the challenges which they face today are not the challenges which we faced. But I pray and I hope that we have enabled them enough and provided them the right kind of tools and the right temperament and thinking to be able to subdue and conquer some of the challenges which they have today and enhance and build the industry to where it can go to, and also develop younger people behind them so that they can also hand over to other people that can continue the journey.